We already know that first aid training saves lives. Every year we hear stories like Dan Howells, a postal worker who used his CPR training to save a customer's life. In that instance, a 78-year-old had gone into cardiac arrest, and Dan, who learned how to give life-saving CPR treatment more than 18 years earlier, began CPR as he waited for paramedics to arrive. How fantastic is that? That he remembered his training from 18 years ago and still managed to save a guy's life. But as heartwarming as the story is, he wasn't trained by his employer. That training was given to him as part of a football coaching qualification. That customer was very lucky indeed. Now, I'm ex-military, and this is where first aid is a compulsory thing for everybody, no matter what your role or rank, and you do it every single year. Being in the military means you get to use the skills more than you perhaps would in a normal workplace environment. But studies have shown that first aid training could potentially save 60% of deaths from injury. That's a huge figure. So to me and the rest of the team at Elite Force Safety, it makes sense to train as many people as possible. That way, they'll feel confident assisting when an emergency happens. With that in mind, here's an easy to remember procedure that might help you save somebody's life. And it's called Dr. ABC. And it's part of something called a primary survey, a quick way to find out how to treat any life-threatening condition a casualty may have and prioritize your response. The D is for danger. Before approaching the casualty, always make sure the area is safe. Next, response. Check if the casualty is responsive or unresponsive. As you approach them, introduce yourself and ask them questions to see if you can get a response. You can kneel next to them and gently shake their shoulders, asking what's happened. Or, can you open your eyes for me, please? If the casualty opens their eyes or gives another gesture, they are responsive. If they do not respond to you in any way, they are unresponsive, and that should be treated as quickly as possible. Next, the airway. You need to check the airway is open and clear. Open the airway by placing one hand on the forehead to tilt the head back and use two fingers from the other hand to lift the chin. If they are unresponsive, you need to move on to the breathing as quickly as possible. You now need to check if the casualty is breathing normally. Place your ear above their mouth, looking down the line of the body. Listen for the sounds of the breathing and see if you can feel their breath on your cheek. Watch to see if their chest moves. What we're looking for is the rise and the fall of the chest. We're going to do this for no more than 10 seconds. And finally, C. If your casualty is not breathing, it's time to call 999. Do not start CPR unless you have called 999. Your casualty will have a better chance of survival if the emergency services can get to them quickly. Use your speakerphone to make the call if you are on your own. Also instruct those around you to fetch an AED while you administer CPR. In our First Aid Essentials course, we cover the primary survey in detail. It's one of our most popular courses, and the students walk away with the confidence knowing how to deal with the basic life support and having the skills to prevent conditions from worsening, ready for the professionals to arrive. During my time in the military, we often took part in casualty simulations. It felt real, and it meant you were ready to act when the situation actually occurred. And that's what we try to bring to the civilian training environment, because so much first aid training is simply about box ticking, or even worse, online training, where you don't get the experience of how the situation really feels. We want our students to feel challenged and involved. Not only does this mean that they leave with a big smile on their face, they actually remember what we've taught them, and who knows who that could help down the line. At Elite Force Safety, we're bringing military standards to the workplace training. So, if you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to learn more, please visit our website or leave a comment under this video and we'll get back to you.